All right, I'm here. I'm late. Thank you, Elijah. Thank you, brother, for being here. Thank you for joining me. Or if it's Mimi, whoever, thank you. Good to see you. Oh, man, I'm late. I'm late. I'm late. Let me get started. Hmm. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Creator, for this opportunity to use this day, another day you have given me where I could try to be a light, help my brethren by shining attention on your word, the OAHSPE Bible, to fellow brethren who are called faithists who can subscribe to it in this time where you are laying the foundation for the new reality that is going to bring the true brotherhood of man on the earth. So thank you, Creator, for giving me the opportunity to help, for allowing me to be a part of what you are doing in this day and age, and which is the tearing down actually of the beast kingdom, which is religion, which is bondage to Christianity, Mohammedanism, Hinduism, uh, Buddhism, the beast kingdom that it is called in the OAHSPE Bible. Creator, thank you. Anoint me so that I can speak and hopefully say something that will encourage somebody to want to look deeper into the things that the information that you're sharing with us in your word. All right, so brethren, my name is Jacob. I'm Yisrael. Welcome to my channel. Trying to scroll my screen. Let me make the images letters bigger so that now, if there's anybody new to this channel, uh, I am a brother who I like to proclaim what I believe is the latest revelation of the Creator, whom the world calls the Heavenly Father. In people's deception, they also call him Jesus Christ. They call him God. They call him, you know, a few names depending on what spirituality that you subscribe to. And I like to use this channel to try to enlighten. Oh, screen's going crazy there. I like to use my channel to try to enlighten a brother or sister to the the newest uh, revelation from the Creator. Give me a second so I can fix my screen here. It wants to act up on me. Bear with me for a second. So, welcome to the channel. A lot of the things that we talk about on my channel when I'm doing these videos, it's going to sound strange because we talk about really, um, a lot of things that we share or talk about are, I mean, never been heard before. The OAHSPE is a book. It was written by a man in the 1800s. It was something that was given to him. He was really pretty much being used as a vessel to write this book. The Creator, his story is he just allowed this vessel after he purified it after about like 10 years, he was set to be used as a vessel by the Creator, who then took possession of him, his faculties and his extremities, to, odd as that may sound, to write this account of the revelations and the history and the prophecies that are written in this book. And it seems like when you learn the history of, when you learn more about what is about the OAHSPE, it seems to become clear that the agenda of the Creator. He basically was just going to, like in the Bible, in the book of Job, I think it is, it talks about how the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. It's when you consider that That's true. False gods, lords, angels, they have overrun the earth because of agenda, because of pride. They did capture his soul because they want to be worshipped. Isn't that amazing? They want to be worshipped. Hey, Nazarene, brother, thanks for joining me. They want to be worshipped. It's simple as that, man. You see the same thing in human nature, if there is such a thing as human nature, where people, I'm sorry, excuse me, excuse me. It boils down to a very, our reality and the, it can be explained in no time flat so far as the what it's all about. The balance that we see in this reality. You just like the OAHSPE says, basically, you got physicality and you got spirituality. Everything is about one or the other. Physicality, spirituality, and we're in this situation where computer and everybody at the same time, and it starts to mess things up. So and it's going in and out, and I don't see it scrolling. So just bear with me so we can see what happens here till we can. I don't know what to. Okay, there it goes. All right, so you know, you have to really praise the Creator how He make everything simple about. The way He explains what we're going through, what it's all about, so far as man's situation, and Creator makes it clear what He should be about, and makes it clear about the things that everybody really want to know in their heart. They want to know what's going to happen when all this is said and done. People want to know what happens to their loved ones, what's going to happen to me, why am I here, what am I supposed to do. Creator, He seems to make it pretty simple. He makes it pretty simple, man. He says that if you're minded to help your brethren, to be a community of brethren, we live you see it around you. People, they love to, families get together, big families, they love to be with one another, and sometimes it don't work out so well. But you want to be around people that you really like, you're familiar with them. It's like a big love fest. And it's the same way with the Creator. He got the same plan for us. Can you imagine? You brethren who are faithless indeed, can you imagine a big church of us all together? Can you? I don't know if I'd be able to handle all that love, all of that happiness, all of that joy. You got, I mean, thousands of us, mega church, faithless. Can you imagine? Just think of that, man. Can you imagine that environment? I think about it all the time. And the Creator, it's simple, man. He says basically that's what it's all about. Here's your opportunity. You in the body. He lets you be afflicted. He bring about situations. A lot of time you got to take it on the chin. You got to roll with the punches, and it's all for the Creator is shaping you. He's your character. Preparing you so that not like the Creator is saying that we end up crossing over in our reality. We go into the spiritual realm, and we got a bunch of people that's they're going to be punching and kicking, and and that type of thing where nothing but continuous, endless trials and tribulations. I don't get that when I read the OAHSPE. It's like faith we here on the earth. It's a one-time deal. And it gets better for us as we ascend. It gets better for us as we ascend if we take this lesson the right way. We work on our character, how we treat each other. And the Creator seems to say, once you do that, once you learn that, you're home free, man. You're home free. It makes sense. The Creator, He prepared the people who He calls them brides and bridegrooms, and He is empirically through experience showing us, teaching us a lesson how to mold our spirit, mold our character into where we can be joined with the rest of the sons and daughters who have overcame, that who born the fruit of the creator, that the character of the create that the creator desires, so that we can be, like I was saying yesterday. I was giving the example of like a team. If you look at a team on you look at a team like a football team, right? The NFL, those guys are always positive towards one another. It seems like they probably employ a psychologist who probably tells them something like, the more that you uplift your brother or your teammate, and you say you keep everything positive, and you don't bring any negative energy to the team, then the likelihood is that your team is, or you're going to raise the level of your teammates around you. But if they know that this guy here, he's more than likely the best player on the team, and but he's a prima donna. It's what's called a prima donna. He just has to have a lot of attention. Everybody's got to bow down to him, and he's the type of guy that just don't get it. He ain't got no self. What do you call that word when you're called upon to examine yourself? He ain't got no self awareness of how he's affecting others. He don't get it. How his narcissism, his selfishness, how it's affecting other players. Other players, they look at you, they see all the money you making, and they won't say anything, and but they have you leave a sour taste in their mouth, and then they might say something to another guy, and then all of a sudden, one day in the locker room, it spills over, and then it gets out in the media, and then that destroys the whole chemistry of the team right there. And you become a cancer, and it spreads, and then you got factions, and you got division, and once you destroy that team chemistry, man, just hang it up right there. Because it's going to be guys that ain't going to sell out. They're going to protect themselves from injury because they want a big contract. And that's the danger of having a brother on the team. He's toxic. He's a toxic brother, man. And the Creator, He uses the earth to show us, all right, I'm going to see who's toxic. I'm going to give this knowledge. I'm going to separate the wheat from the tares. And again, I was sharing about that the other day too, how I used to read that all the time in the Bible, where He talked about how He was going to separate the wheat and tares. And I never understood how the Creator was going to do that. Now I know, and it's just a miracle. It's a marvelous thing. The way He was going to wait, He was going to let the false gods, He was going to let them have their run. And then He was going to bring out the OAHSPE. And He's going to pull the rug out from all of the beast kingdom. But getting back, so we're in a situation where basically our Creator is teaching us to be with one another. He's teaching us to be a team player, to have a good attitude, to know that we're going to be taken care of, to know that He has a place prepared for us. It's called glory, where there's glory and honor. He says it's a place where one day, the next day is better than the one before. And the day that, he talks about the glories and the things that you see and the things that, just everything. The destiny of faithfulness. That's what our situation is. We're a team of people. We're a team of people, and we should be happy for one another that we were elected. We're chosen to be a part of that team. Now, I don't want to make other people feel, anybody looking at this video feel like, you're missing out, or, we, uh, we're blessed, you're not, or everybody's really on their spiritual journey. Everybody really, the OAHSPE says, the OAHSPE, it says that everybody is, whether they believe or not, is on their spiritual journey. So we don't have to look at anybody and say that, feel, they're lost and, they're going to hell. And the Creator says, no, not to think that way, not to look at them that way. Because, and you, brethren, you simply, it's your time. It's your time to come into, it's your point in the journey where you have to start it now. Work on yourself, work on your own character, dealing with people, just letting things slide, that the situations and people in the world that they do to you. That's a lot of what our walk is, if you ask me. Trying to get used to, I'm an older man, so I've been around the block. You younger people, if there's anyone younger, what I mean is like maybe even teenager or 20s or 30s, or, around that age period where all the trials, all of these end of the world situations that you probably hear about a lot, and everything is a crisis. Back at that time, man, I'm so glad I made it out of that time period. I don't know what to do. I mean, the way, for me, just speaking for myself, maybe it was a real blessed time for you, brethren. Maybe you have a different testimony, I keep thanking the Creator that He got me up out of the teenage, the 20s, the 30s, and the 40s, and the 50s. And I look back with Thanksgiving that He got me out of that. And I see the lessons. I see how the Creator, He uses it to make sure that you stay away from being proud. That's the American way. Be proud, stay away from vainglory, stay away from, not to say that I never sought after those things when I was younger. I did, but thankfully, I began to be conscious of the Creator when I would say my mid-20s. And that's when I just started slowing down, I just started slowing down so far as like chasing the world and trying to figure out how I was going to make $1 million. And it just kind of started slowing down because the Creator, when He shows you the big picture, once you find out, at least for me, that this is all there is, or not that this is all there is, but that this is not ultimate reality. Once that got into my mind, I was done for the world. So far as chasing it, I was done for relationships. I knew I couldn't give myself away. As long as I had that question mark in my soul, I had to figure that out first before I could decide to give myself to somebody, the way that a relationship requires. And I never found it until, this time in my life. And I would say around the 50s, 40s or 50s, my uncle, he used to always talk about wait until you hit your stride. I never really knew what he meant, but now I do. That's the beauty of your elders telling you about what is ahead of you. So I give thanks to the Creator that He made it so that I had to take my licks, man. Growing up, being around people, being around spirits who didn't see things the way you did, spirits who devoted themselves to the ways of the world. The world had an influence on them, a selfish influence, influence to be beastly in nature. We get taught, that's the world is really a trip, man, the way. And it has to go back to the the creator, he can use false gods to teach his children a lesson. That's an amazing thing. He can, one way or another, you're going to get used. You're either going to get, you're either going to be used righteously or you're going to be made an example of. Either going to be an example of, the right way or the wrong way. It seems like the creator is, to me, it seems like that's what he, that's the way he operates. And the common denominator is whether you will sow to the spirit or the flesh. So now what I'm going to do now is go to I've been talking lately about, first of all, here's my room right here. Where I just try to, uh, I like to share things that I have read from the OAHSPE and then share it with brethren, knowing that they will get a kick out of it too, or at least I think so. I hope so. A lot of times I don't even know if what I'm sharing on Facebook is even being seen because they're very, it seems like now, I posted a lot last night and I haven't seen anybody respond to it or anything. And I don't know if it's Facebook, I know that the sister was telling me the other day that sometimes, you may post something that it won't even get shared. And it would not surprise me. It would not surprise me if, you're sharing stuff and stuff like this and the OAHSPE, and I could see how the powers that be don't want this word to get out at all. If I'm a false god, you know what I mean, and I have a kingdom, I don't want no threats. I want to eliminate all threats. You can see that spirit in the world today, and leaders of the world. The America has been that way for a long time. They had the run of the roost. They were number one economically, militarily, geopolitically on all fronts. Creator says, okay, it's time for me to change things up. And so we in the reality right now, they don't want to give it up. And so we got to learn the hard way. And the Creator's been building a situation in the world today where, all right, if you don't want to do it the easy way, you're going to have to do it the hard way. And to me, that means an incredible conflict. Incredible conflict. In Revelation 18, I do believe that that's talking about America, where it talks about the Babylon the Great. It talks about destroyed in 1 hour. We in that situation right now. Here's a food ministry I have, and I try to target orphans and disabled and elderly. And if I ever find out, man, that I have an opportunity to share and help with somebody, to help somebody to meet their food needs, I will do it. I will do it, man. I just have a soft spot for that situation. Soft spot for the people who are in that situation. I feel it a privilege to be able to help out whatever way that I could. So here's my room, and then I if you look at my description links, and I also have the links to these rooms. Here's Brother Omian's room, another room, and then there's another room that he has as well. Let me see. Where's the link for his other room? Give me a second. I want to bring up his other. He has a couple of rooms. So it's not showing on the screen right now. Okay, there it is. This room right here. And what I do is I like to, post to all of the rooms, post to all of things that I'm seeing, things that I'm reading. And to me, I get such a kick out of it. It seemed to me that the creator, he knows that you need a purpose other than material. We need a purpose, man, for life, for living. And a lot of, I don't mean like vainglory. Like a lot of the earth is giving us, is showing its vainglory. I was reading something in the OAHSPE about the creator. He talked about the shame of people who make that choice, how they will realize the emptiness of serving the world as opposed to trying to seek after to grow in the spirit. I might even have it posted here somewhere. What I'm going to do right now is just go through some verses, some things that I have posted so I can share with you real quick. The name of the video is going to be Negative Energy. It's going to go to a section of the scriptures, the book of Jehovah's Kingdom, where it talks about. I asked AI what section deals with negative energy, and that's the book it gave me. So that's why I'm going to share from it. And so before I get to that, here's some things that I shared in my room that you might like to look at. Now, this comes from personal knowledge, personal study. It's not necessarily in the OAHSPE Bible, but I read, I wrote, now that we are in the time of Pluto having gone into Aquarius. Pluto into Aquarius basically represents a change of our reality, basically, without going into trying to get into the weeds about everything. Pluto going into Aquarius, it's a cosmic thing, and it's going to influence a big, it's going to, it's in the process of right now. It started in May of, or what is it? It was, let me see, was it April or of 2022 is when it started. Since then, it was um, starting to be talked about, and it went into Pluto, went into Aquarius, and it came back out. Um, the way the planets work, is the planets, they'll go into they're called houses, zodiac houses. It works like a pendulum. It goes in, then it goes out, and then it goes in a little further, it goes back out, and then it goes in and stays in. We've reached that time where Pluto, in January of this year, is went into Aquarius, and now it's going to stay there for like the next so many years, 20 years, I think. That means that the foundation is going to get laid for the kingdom for the kingdom of the Creator on Earth. So it's no surprise at all. The Cosmic Era came about and got things started and progressed, and now we at this point where we are given this once in a lifetime warning with Pluto going into Aquarius. And so what I've written here, there are some brethren, it's going to be harder for them to receive this word, the OAHSPE. It's going to be, if they're not into it, if they're not spiritual, especially, it's going to be harder for these influences, these signs right here, because these are the fixed signs. These are the fixed signs of the zodiac. That means they're set in their ways. You've seen them one time, you've seen them forever. So far as their character, they have a pretty strong character. Fix my chair. Hold on. So they're known for having strong characters. They're fixed. If you know anything about the zodiac, there are people who have fixed signs, people who have mutable, there are people who are cardinal signs, and they're like the leaders of and it doesn't mean they're better. It just means that they're tasked with initiating things according to their vibration. Then you got the mutable signs, which are like, they have more of a changeable character flavor to them. They're able to, what's a good word for adapt? They're better at adapting to situations. Hey, daughter of the Great Spirit. All right. A little late, but love and light. Yeah, love and light and peace and wisdom and to you as well. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. So I thought it interesting to share this so that brethren can better understand the world that you live in. Daughter of the Great Spirit, if you don't mind me saying, what's your sign? daughter of the Great Spirit. If you don't want to tell me, that's cool. I ask because it helps me to minister. It helps me because when I know what brethren are, then I can use my gift of, I can frame the things I say to try to touch their vibration and minister to them, even if it's a group of people. I can cupis. In other words, when's your birthday? When's your birthday? So if you don't want to share it, it's all right. If you know. So anyway, just and also I want. Oh, okay, Taurus. Taurus. Oh, okay, okay, Taurus. You're my zodiac opposite. Yeah, we're both under Venus. It's reflected in your life in materiality. It's reflected in my life as um, I forget how. What is it? For Libra reflects Venus in a uh, uh, it's an arts. I don't know how to describe it. Arts type of way. It's uh, I don't know. I can't describe it. I know what it is, but I can't describe it. It's hard for me to describe it. But anyway, welcome, daughter. Welcome. You're pretty set in your ways, right? Yeah, yeah. We're both under Venus. It's the planet of love and uh, Venus. So anyway, welcome. So I thought it'd be interesting to share this, and somebody might hear this, and you might understand you. It might help you to understand yourself a little better when it comes to spirituality, this type of thing. You know. Oh, Yusuf, I've never seen you before either. Thanks for telling me what you are. All right, man. What's going on here in this room? The sister made a prophecy about the room the other day. She said it was going to blow up, and man, I'm telling you, if it blow up, I'm trying to hand the room off to another brother, and then start another one where I could keep it where there's only a few people. I like a few people to deal with, not a whole bunch. But Yusuf, all right, my dad was a Pisces, man. So spirituality, that's right up y'all alley. You know, that is one sign you just cannot figure out, man. Pisces, you just don't even try, man. They're just too mysterious. But they are certainly gifted in the things of the spirit, man. They can go to worlds that other brethren can't. And I mean, not that they don't have their afflictions, but and then here's something else I shared from again, might as well say this again that I've been sharing lately about my situation I had with the Creator, where I was saying that I was dissatisfied with the. Uh, oh, you're in Kenya? Oh, I hope that brother Omian come on. I think the brother is from Africa as well. I hope that you two hook up. You probably already know who he is, though. Omian, the brother who has these rooms, the one I'm in right now, and the other room. Boy, if you brother don't know each other, I'd like to introduce y'all to one another. Yeah, you right though. You are certainly right about this information that's coming out now because time has come for that separation of the wheat and the tares to be made. I mean, this information, what other way is the Creator going to shake up the current reality than by bringing his revelation about and revealing the lies and the deception that we have been under? So, but I'm glad he's doing it, man. So here's something I posted in my room that I read last night. How do ethereal worlds relate to the personal struggles and spiritual journeys of individuals? And it's kind of detailed reading, so I'll just leave it to where if somebody wants to read it, then you can just stop the video, and I won't go into this, but I'll let it, so you can read it yourself. And here's something interesting right here. Part 4, Mahalia, she talks about we were in the Bible study together, and the question was asked, what does the Creator mean to you? And she said the interconnectedness of all things. And Now that it's like that word just keeps coming up now when I'm reading, when I'm thinking about what it's all about. It's good to think about our situation. You know, it's good to think about so we can be grounded, man. You know, if we can be grounded, if you can be grounded, if you can settle it in your heart that you hear from the Creator, that He's behind this thing, you are home free. That's one of the good things for you Tauruses, man. Once you Tauruses get your feet set, it ain't no budging a Taurus. You know, come hell or high water, man. Once it's them earth signs in particular, but especially Taurus, once they set their feet, meaning they can receive something, these brethren are home free, man, because they just don't budge, but it works both ways. See, interconnectedness with the Creator, man, that's what it's all about. That's the whole lesson. Not to seek after vain glory, use the reality to learn about how to deal with your brethren, being of service to your brethren. They're going to learn about, other faiths. They're going to learn how they can be a blessing to you. You're going to live you're going to live your life. You're going to figure out what your gifts are, and then the Creator is going to present you with situations to express your gift. We get that right now in this reality. Don't you, brethren, know that that's what situations are for? It's so that you got a chance to practice your gift. We each got a gift. It's called your sign. Your sign is your gift. That's the little flavor that you can put on the world. You can make a difference in somebody's life. We all got the ability. That's the beautiful thing of the Creator. So the interconnectedness, I'm reading point number 4 here. The Creator is depicted not as distant authority, but as an elder. Now that's not right. That's wrong there. Sometimes AI don't get it right. The Creator is not depicted as an elder brother. It's a God that's depicted as an elder brother. A God, not the Creator. But the most of the time, AI, I'd say 97% of the time, it gives you good, solid information. But you do got to watch it. The Creator is not an elder brother. But it keeps on. It says, who actively encourages. Now, this part is faithful, the rest of it. Who actively encourages personal growth. This intimate relationship suggests that as individuals struggle and seek overstanding, I say overstanding, not understanding, they are supported by the universal force. See, as you seek overstanding, as you seek overstanding, we see Elijah, Creator is the all person, to a true cherished is the all person to let me see, can't get it, brother, or maybe I don't know which one it is. I don't understand what you got there. It says that that you brethren faithists who struggle and seek understanding. As we struggle and seek understanding, we are supported by universal forces that guide us toward greater enlightenment. I'm translating the word. See, look at that. Isn't that encouraging? As we struggle and seek understanding, we are supported by universal forces that guide us toward greater enlightenment. That's the importance of, seeking. And, the Creator, He already put it in each of us to be curious to a level where we're going to ask, we're going to seek after it, we're going to meditate on the things that we have learned, to witness the veracity of this word, the truth of it. We're going to test the truth of this word in our own particular way in this reality. We sense that we are speaking and dealing with the Creator. That's the primary thing. Each of you brethren, you perceive that's the only thing that brings us together. We got a vibration on us where I remember the Nag Hammadi, reading in the Nag Hammadi, it says it describes you, brethren, as it lays out uh, a scenario, a scenario where it's describing fate. This now in the Nag Hammadi, it doesn't use that term, but is my screen out? I don't know if I'm broadcasting. Oh, I am. It looks like I thought my screen was out. Anyway, the Nag Hammadi gives you a situation where there are people in a room, and then there's somebody that smells a scent. He smells something, some perfume or something, some real nice smell. Now you can't see it. It's just like in our reality. Somebody goes by you, some girl goes by you, you can smell her hair, and it smells really nice, and but it's ethereal, it's immaterial, but you smell it, there's something there. And Nag Hammadi says pretty much the same thing. He describes the faithists as opposed to people who are not subscribed to the creator, or faithists or spirituality or anything like that. And it describes you as like you saying, "Hey, I smell something." Then you turn to somebody beside you, you say, "Hey, do you smell that?" And they say, "No, I don't smell anything." And then the person who does smell it, they say, "Well, I gotta go after this. I gotta find out where that's coming from." And they separate from them in search of where the source of that smell is coming from. That's how that's faithful to describing what's going on in the lives of faithists right now. We smell something, you know, we can't explain it fully, but we just have to go in this direction, man. It's too overwhelming not to. And that's the creator laying out them breadcrumbs to him. You just keep going, eating, following them breadcrumbs, following. That's what our reality is. The faith, OAHSPE, that's easy to us, easy to receive it. Have you probably never think about that? How easy it is to receive the OAHSPE. I mean, it just makes too much sense, man. You know, the bottom line, the foundation of it is just to treat people the way you want to be treated. You know, it's just to deal with brethren according to their best interests. And then they in turn are going to bless you with, a positive reaction. Everywhere you turn, you read the OAHSPE, that's all it is. Everywhere. I mean, you got Ethereum gods, they coming down to snatch somebody out of hell, or to untie some knot, or, you know, to bring the light, to test brethren to see who they could use to bring the light of his word, and the plan, always working to implement the plan of the creator for the good of everybody. But in this reality, it's like this type of word, it ain't got no controversy to it. People need to hear, friction, opposition. They need to hear, we're in a situation where excitement, entertainment, that's what gets people attention. But anyway, to go on, it says the Ethereum world symbolized the collective potential of all spirits to rise above their struggles through connection with divine wisdom and love. Now, again, the question was, how do the Ethereum worlds relate to the personal struggles and spiritual journeys of individuals? So we move to the next thing. This is a verse out of the OAHSPE, the Book of Ben. To the long suffering and the weary who are upright of heart, death is a doorway to a world of bliss, rest, and love. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? If you can receive it, man, isn't that something? Now, of course, a faith is going to believe this. I believe it. I really do believe that. It's just in my soul. I know it's got to be the same way for you, brother. So we can leave this world behind. We don't have to. Uh, once we shape up what it's all about, we live in a reality where people they place all their chips on the earth, and then totally unprepared for what comes afterwards. And then something else. All argument is void. There is more wisdom in the song of a bird than in the speech of a philosopher. How do you like that? The Creator, He doesn't lift up all kinds of, the knowledge. Man seeks after knowledge. And the Creator condemns when you go after it so that you can be elevated in the sight of men. Me personally, I have to admit, I'm sensitive to that. When a brother is teaching or sharing, one thing I can't help but look at a brother's character. And a lot of times I wish I would stop doing that. But it seems, hey, Dave, all right, brother. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in, man. Thanks, brother. Good to see you. But the Creator, He seems to have put in me a spirit to where I just can't help it. I look at a brother or sister's character. I don't know why I do that. I just feel a compunction, a compulsion to do it because somehow it teaches me a lesson about the Creator. And we live in a reality where people, they love to they love to manifest things that elevate them, that instead of what they are talking about, their presence overrides what they are sharing with you so that they are the focus and not the word that they're bringing. That's something that scares me too, doing these videos. Hi, Jamia. Good to see you, my lovely sister. Glad you're here. Thank you for what you shared with me. I was very well said. It blessed my soul too. The way you let me know that the experience, because I was, for you brethren who don't know, I opened my mouth yesterday and I let it out that I was disappointed with the community of faithists, not for brethren who are lively. And Brother Omian helped me out because I see all those people in the rooms that I like to share with. And it's so few brethren who respond to the Creator's word as it goes out. I mean, people, they can't respond and be active every single day. We know that. But when you can't, you know what I mean? Like, even, I just think about how the Creator feel, man. And again, I liken it. I love earthly situations. And for some, I think about relationships a lot. That's a Libra thing, relationships. And so I love to depict certain situations to express what I'm trying to say. And imagine being in love with you're married and your spouse don't show you no attention. Now I don't know, if feelings or the Creator has feelings, or I mean I think He does because He talks about just how important it is to treat one another. But you, brother, know with your own eyes that situation can't go on. Especially more on a man, the way he's biologically made up. He could, I mean, he needs love and affection too. We all need that. We need to have it, but more so for the female, the female principle. It's more for them. And if you don't bring it, man, you'll bring out the negative energy in her, and then the whole atmosphere is going to be filled with negative energy, and that can't work. That situation can't work. And so the Creator, every day we get ministered to, and I just can't imagine at least once every so many years saying, I appreciate the fact that you have all these years you have been protecting and sustaining me. I just can't imagine that. And his word is ministering to each one of us. This is, brethren, this is what's keeping us alive. You know, this word, I don't know whether you realize it or not, this word is keeping us living. His word, the word of, and his power. And so I can't imagine. And I hope that, it's just brethren, they, in, secretly, they always give him praise and thanks for, I don't need to have it, you know, but I know that other brethren, there are brethren who they live off of your support, even a word, you know, and that's why I didn't want to bring this out yesterday because I don't want to point to me. I'm going to, I'm gonna keep going, but when you got brethren and they're trying to minister and they hardly get acknowledged by you brethren, you know what I mean? It's got to weigh on them, and even a little bit can keep that brother going. Well, you know what I mean. I don't want to, you get my drift. So, recompense, show some reciprocity. All right, it's time for the reading of the word. So I'm not going to read any of this, but I'm going to show you the questions. It says, what insights does the OAHSPE provide about the concept of justice in the spiritual realm for those who take lives? So evidently I had a curiosity about the evil that's going on in the world today, about people who are behind wars and fightings and sacrificing people like it ain't nothing, and wanting to hear what the Creator had to say about what the Creator has to say about what becomes of these people, these spirits. I've been talking about Benjamin Netanyahu in Israel. This brother is, I don't have to hate him no more. I used to have visions of choking him so that he couldn't breathe. In my heart, I hated that man and others like him and the general evil behind the leaders, the corruption that's in the world today. And the Creator saying, man, don't do it. Don't do it. Matter of fact, have mercy on, pray for them, man, for real. You pray for these people because they don't know what they're doing. I read in County OAHSPE where we are born sergeants or what is it? We're born suicides. People are born with the ability to see and hear the spiritual. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Creator said the pressure of corporeality on our eyes and ears is just like somebody was telling me. One of you brethren was telling me, trying to remember who it was. We get taught out of suicide. Which one of you brothers was telling me that? I can't remember right now. Somebody was telling me that. I'm trying to remember who it was. So one of y'all was telling me that we get taught out of it. And the OAHSPE, it says, do you know the OAHSPE says that? I can't remember who. I want to give you credit for whoever. I can't remember. One of y'all told me. Oh, okay. Jamia says it was her and David. Okay, yeah. Look at that. 2 Pisces. See, y'all know that type of stuff really without needing to read. You water signs? Yeah, I remember it was Jamia and Dave. Yeah. See, that's their vibration, man. That's how they contribute. That's how they contribute to our world. See, that's Pisces showing their gift right there. The ability to see the unseen. See, that's them sharing their gift with us. See, now we all got a blessing. Yeah, we were born, we had that ability. And then the OAHSPE said that the pressure, it describes it as the pressure of corporeality. It's like it squeezes it out of us. So here, some more. What awaits those who were slayers of men? Just stop the video because I'm late for the reading. And then here it says, what are some examples of talents that can be considered spiritual gifts? So again, just stop the video. You can read it. And then here's another question. What talent is mentioned as not to be used for earthly things? So again, you can stop the video. And then here it says, what does the OAHSPE say about vainglory? You can stop the video, read that. And then here it says, how does a materialistic man view his existence according to the text? So you can just stop the video and, read that. And then here it says, what happens to those who worship Luamong Christianity? And so you can stop the text there, read that. And then here it says, what will Faithus? It says, will Faithus rejoice in the spiritual realm? And then you can stop the video and read that. That's a blessing to read right there. See, you brethren already know, but it's good if somebody says it to your ears, uses the voice. It's like you can't never be told I love you enough. Someone can never say that to you enough. You know what I mean? So same way with the OAHSPE. You read these things, but it sounds good. It sounds like the first time when you hear it again and again and again. And so the Creator is telling us, yeah, you brethren, don't let life get you down, man. Don't let it. It's meant to test you and to perfect you. Like the Bible says, let patience have its perfect work. Because you brethren are being perfected and made ready for spiritual realm. So the Creator, every now and then, he sprinkles his word with this type of encouragement. And then here's another thing I asked the AI, what does the OAHSPE Bible say about false gods? And so you can stop the video and read that. And then here's another one. You brethren know that Te is us, right? Te in the Bible, Te is us. That's me and you. That's a word used for the collective of Faithus. It says, what reward did Te receive from Jehovah? And then here's another one that says, what does the Bible teach reincarnation? Now, you brethren already know the answer, but a lot of people, who are outside of the OAHSPE don't know this. So you can stop the video and read that. And then another question, where does this rich man linger in the spirit world? Stop the video and read that. And then, can you explain the concept of the term of Lewis' role in the OAHSPE Bible? So you can stop the video and read that as well. Lewis, man, they are really interesting, aren't they? They put our parents together for raising up you brethren to handle the word of the OAHSPE. How do you like that? What consciousness is? Okay, so what is consciousness? This is Daryl's question. What is consciousness according to the OAHSPE Bible? So you can stop the video and read that. And so now we're all caught up, and I can go into the reading of the word. What is the meaning of long life according to the OAHSPE? So you can stop the video and read that. Does the OAHSPE say anything about people's feelings? So stop the video and read that. In what ways does the Bible suggest that understanding the zodiac can help individuals fulfill their responsibilities in life? So you can stop the video and you can read this. That's a good read. And then what does the OAHSPE Bible say about people who do not forgive others? So you can stop the video there and read that as well. All right. If I don't stop, I'm going to keep going. So I got to force myself to stop. Here goes the next question. What is the lesson of Anahaja? See, just join one of these rooms right here. Go click on the link and you will see all of this that I be sharing. You see how addictive the word is. I'm telling you, man, you can't stop. You can't you start reading this stuff, man. You can't stop. See? It'll addict you, man. For you brethren who've been set up for this stuff, this type of spirituality, telling you older souls in this, I think that See, I'm just still a youngin' right now, and it's still all new to me. But I hope this type of thing keeps up forever, man. I don't want to slow down. I believe it will keep up forever. I've been in deception, and I stayed at it for 12, 13 years. And this is far greater. It's like the creator said, okay, Guy, he stood the test of time. He did it. Go ahead and bring him into the OAHSPE now. The brother stood the test of time. I beat him up. I put him in a cult. I put him in a couple of cults. I made him unsure of himself. I gave him no assurance. I made him suffer. The brother held on. I made him homeless. I made him have to eat at food kitchens. The brother held on. A lot of times he couldn't see me. A couple of times he nearly got killed. The brother held on to me. And so now I'm a blessing. I'm going to bring him into the OAHSPE. That's how I look at my situation. And I just can't get over it, man. So I hope 40, 50 years from now, I'm still going crazy. I know I will be too. So the reading I'm going to read from is the book of Jehovah's Kingdom. And it's all good, man. It's just the ability of being able to read something, man, and get the blessing out of it like this is just incredible to me. And so it covers, you brethren already know this, you already read it, you've been up and down in it, you know everything about it. It's good though always to revisit something. It's still the same blessing, the same vibration, man. That's the miracle of the creator. Man, that cinnamon, man, I tell you, it ain't no coincidence, man. The nurse came by. The wound on my left foot is my right foot is nearly completely closed. It's like the size of half of a penny. The right foot is like the size of one and a half of your fingers. And it's squeezing in, the skin is squeezing towards one another. It's like the size of one and a half of your fingers. See the index finger and the finger next to it? One finger, half of that finger, and then put it on top of the other finger. And it's not even that big, really. But I think that sentiment, man. I think that's got something. I think it's something to be said about that stuff, for you brethren in similar situation trying to close a wound on your body. So here's Book of Jehovah's Kingdom, and I'm reading this. I'm going to not name of the video is Negative Energy. Don't none of us want to be around it, man. None of us want to be around somebody who's full of negative energy. They always looking at the problematic side of life. They always see the dark side of everything and never encouraging word, no positivity coming out of them. That's negative energy. That's something you cancer is going to have to struggle with. That's your cross, so to speak, in this reality. And there's some zodiacs that are given to negativity, but it also works for them as well. It also works for them as well. It's like, for example, say you have a fear of being poor. Well, everybody has that, but some people internalize it and, they internalize it. What's a good word for? They internalize it heavier than other signs, and they let it influence how they go about their reality in order to make sure it's like they use that negativity to spur them to, you know what I mean? It provides them with the energy to see to it that negative situation that they perceive as negativity doesn't happen to them. So it can work for you. but it can also be a Achilles heel. You know, that's the problem right there. Negative energy can be a problem. So I'm gonna read this. The AI said read it, and so it's gonna be up to you, brethren, and me to flesh out where we dealing with negative energy and what the Creator has to say about it. So let's go ahead and may the Creator bless the reading of His Word. Chapter 1, Jehovah's Kingdom. It says, in the early days of the Cosmic Era, after the revelations of the Father's kingdom on earth had been published and known abroad over the world, many went forth in Jehovah's name to accomplish the new kingdom for the resurrection of man and for the glory of the Almighty. Foremost among the many who came out of Uz. Remember Uz? Uz is the world's people. The world's people. Uz, the world's people. And then foremost, many of us who came out. See, Dave says, many of us have gone through what you have experienced, even without getting wet. Even can you go through what I've been through and it not be of false gods? I wonder. Many of us has gone through what you've experienced even without getting waylaid by false gods. Thank you, brother, for comment on that. Foremost among the many who came out of Uz was one who was esteemed wise and good above all others, and because he was representative of man, the man named him Te. See, Te is us. Te is us. And then the footnote says, keeping in mind that the book of Jehovah's Kingdom is a representative narrative to teach mortals about Jehovah's kingdom on earth. It's not a blueprint, meaning it's not perfect. So in this narrative, or actually, it means it's not always going to be done the same way. All right. So that's why it says it's not a blueprint. It says, so in this narrative, representative man, Te, and spirit, ES, as manifestations of Jehovah are working together to bring about Jehovah's kingdom on earth. As such, the references made are not to certain specific individuals per se. Accordingly, as events unfold in real life, one should be careful about relating this particular narrative to any actual person or looking for any one specific individual. It says, and Te prayed to Jehovah for light and knowledge as to how best he could accomplish good, for the resurrection of the race of man. And Jehovah answered Te, saying, go bring my people out of Uz, establish them in a place by themselves, for now is the beginning of the founding of my kingdom on earth. So Te answered, saying, behold, O Jehovah, I've gathered together many men and women, and they all profess a desire to establish your kingdom. Oh, okay. I remember this story. Now I get it. Why negative energy is being dealt with here. I get it. Oh, just now I get it. Thank you, Creator. I get it. Yes. One desires to be a teacher, another a superintendent, another overseer, another an advisor, and they are all learned, wise, and good in their own way. But alas, they are neither workers nor capitalists, the two chief attributes of all that I require. So, worker and capitalist, you have to use your own understanding. Me personally, I think it represents someone who is willing to work and who understands the principle of what's a good word for um, profit in a spiritual way. Because capitalism is profit, capitalizing on something. Tay is saying we need people who, uh, you know what I mean, maybe industrious, or they are, a good word for, they have an amount of ingenuity. And then he says, now I pray, O Father, what shall your servant do? You telling me to do to bring the kingdom on earth? I need these types of people, but these people they're not workers or they're capitalists. They are neither workers nor capitalists. It sounds to me he's saying these are not people of the world. They don't subscribe to not that they can't work, or faith just can't work, but it sounds like Tay has got this mindset that the vibration that's in the world are going to be the people that you're going to need in order to build this kingdom. It sounds like he doesn't see the spirit, the inspiration that's in people to bring the kingdom of the Creator on earth. Now, I could be wrong. I'm just trying to suggest something. And then he says, now I pray, O Father, what shall your servant do? Jehovah answered Tay, say, go seek and bring out of Uz, the world's people, orphan babes and castaways, infants and foundlings. Then the footnote says, foundlings are abandoned, deserted children whose parents are unknown. Castaways are those children with known parents who cast away their child. Orphans are those whose parents have died. So the Creator is saying, go to those, who are least esteemed, who are at the lowest levels of society. Go to the disadvantaged. And he said, and these shall be your colony, which shall be my new kingdom on earth. And then Tay inquired, what can a man do with babies? How shall I feed them? Moreover, I do not have money to hire nurses. Oh, he don't see the spiritual potential in man. See, Dave says, lived as a houseless person in Sidonia for about, 11 and a half years. Got a pin in my left hip when I got thrown by a horse, just to name a couple of things. Yeah, you should testify. You should come on here and testify, brother, because you can bless some people with your testimony. How the Creator, you may be on the bottom, man. 11 and a half years. You may be on the, now Sidonia is a beautiful place to be homeless. I have to say that, man. Sidonia. Yeah, that's a beautiful place. But 1.5 years. Oh, okay. You should have left it at 11 and a half. That's yeah, 1.5. That seemed to be the mode of the Creator. That's about the time that I was homeless too. No, Elijah, he said 1.5 years. It seemed like that's the amount of time that the Creator, if he decrees that you have to pass through, that's the length of time. Seems like, I don't know. Verse 12, it said, Jehovah said, have faith in your Creator. Have faith in your Creator. Here Tay is saying, okay, you want me to do this? I need this. And how are people, what can I do? See, he's not looking at what the Creator can do. That sounds just like the faithists. It sounds like us, man. Tay is us. That's us. We're asking these questions. Okay, you tell us to do that. Well, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no resources. How can I do that? How can I help build this kingdom? What can man do with babies? How shall I feed them? Moreover, I do not have money to hire nurses. Jehovah said, have faith. Have faith, man. Have faith. Have faith, brother. Have faith in your creator. Have faith, man. And a good work done for my little ones, behold, I will provide. I will provide. I will provide. Whatever you do for them, you likewise do for me. In which case you shall not fail. You shall not fail. Neither shall you have anything to do with any adult man or woman who is without faith, who is without faith in me. Behold, my people are infants in this era. So when the Creator, he says in verse 9, he said, bring out of Uz orphan babes, castaway infants, and foundlings. He's talking about faithists. Foundlings are abandoned. They're deserted children whose parents are unknown. They're castaways. Castaways are those children with known parents who cast away their child. Orphans are those whose parents have died. Now, if you were to ask me, I would say that a religion is the focus here. You can't take it literally. That we are foundlings in the sense that we can't turn to religion. You know, we don't know who our creator is. I mean, and that those who know us want no part of us. And cast you out of the synagogue. And our forebears are nowhere to be found. The ancient faithists. Now, it's just me, digressing. You know what I mean? Of course, your understanding is just as good as mine. I'm just sharing, to try to give some foundation to understanding what the Creator is saying here. He says, neither, verse 14, shall you have anything to do with any adult man or woman who is without faith in me. Behold, my people are infants in this era. That's something. See, he's going to start with us. We're going to, just like those who come after us, they're going to be better prepared. And then those that come after them are going to be stronger and stronger and stronger. But he's starting with us. And we growing up. It says, deal with them and only with those who are willing to serve them. For as much as they are served, so am I served also. So Tay gathered together a great number of orphan babies, castaway infants, and foundlings. That's you, brother. He said, and a woman named OAHSPE heard of Tay and his work, and she came to him inquiring, how can a man attend babies? Now, because I've heard of your work, behold, I have come to you to labor for our Father in heaven. Tay said, whoever would labor for our Father in heaven, let her work for these little ones. Spirit, yes, said, even for that very reason, I am before you. Please put me to work. Tay inquired, do you know how to care for infants? And she answered him, saying, alas, I have had no experience in such labor, but I know Jehovah will guide me well, will guide me well. Otherwise, he would not have inspired my soul to work. All wisdom is possible through Jehovah. Tay says, such being your faith, you are the first chosen woman in the Father's new kingdom. Go therefore, fulfill your part, and may the Father be with you. So ES, which is spirit, went to work, accomplishing what was required for the infants. That's us, infants. And Tay went to Uz again and brought back more infants with him, many more than could be cared for by one woman. So Tay issued a call, wanted 50 men and women who were faithless in Jehovah and willing to take part in founding the Father's kingdom on earth as it is in heaven. Now, the negative energy part, it's not forgotten about, brother. It's going to come out. The Creator is going to bring it out. You'll see. Just stay with me. And thousands upon thousands of men and women came and answered to Tay's call. And Tay cried out, "O Jehovah, what shall your servant do? Behold, I ask for 50 men and women, and thousands upon thousands have come." Jehovah answered Tay, saying, "Try them, my son, and see if they are worthy. And as many as are prepared, you shall accept. As many as are not prepared, you shall not accept. Behold, there is room for millions." And Tay spoke to the multitude, saying, "I called for 50 men and women, and look, here are thousands, all willing to take part in the founding of the Father's kingdom on earth. When I saw your great number, I cried out, 'O Jehovah, what shall your servant do? I asked for only 50, and many thousands have come.' And Jehovah answered me, saying, 'Try them, my son. As many as are prepared, accept. As many as are not prepared, do not accept. Behold, there is room for millions.' Now, therefore, I ask you, what is the founding of the Father's kingdom? Who here knows the way and how to take part in it?" Chapter 3. Many of the multitude answered Tay, and of all who spoke, the chief words were as follows. Suda said, "To what am I to do what I am willing to do?" Suda said, "To do what I am willing to do. To do what I am willing to do. This is to take part in founding the Father's kingdom. Therefore, hear me. To adjust capital and labor, so that each contributes to the advantage and glory of both. And that the capitalist shall receive good profit on his capital, and the laborer receive high and uniform wages. To adjust them so that they can live side by side equally, with neither one above or under the other. That they may have extensive domains and beautiful parks, excellent factories, virtuous and industrial people. The part that I am capacitated to fill in this great work is to reveal the key and the plans to explain all things to both the capitalists and laborers. In that manner, Sutter went on at a great length, as did several others who had similar plans, but each one doubted the other's capacity to qualify for the work. And Aborn spoke next. He said, "I have heard Sutter's project. It is a farce. Capital and labor cannot harmonize." Verse 10, he said, "Even if they could, it would be a worldly basis. It would not be the Father's kingdom." He said, "In this kingdom there shall be neither buying nor selling, neither servant nor master. Now behold, I say to you all, men and women as such cannot harmonize together. They are diverse in all their ideas and general knowledge. The only way to accomplish the Father's kingdom is through infants, to raise them up in the way they should go." Because if I may digress for a second, I remember an old lady telling me that children are like a tree, that if you don't get them when they're tender and pliable, you can forget it, man. When they start bending and going in, it's like you'd be better off trying to straighten out a tree branch. You know what I mean? You don't get them while they're young. They start forming that character. It's going to be hard to get them to, you know what I mean, to straighten them out. Straighten them out. It's like you'd be better off, it's like trying to straighten out a tree trunk or a limb or a branch. It said, but even with these, failure will result, for unless the prenatal condition is provided for. It sounds to me like the attempts to establish Shalem by other brethren. Even with these, failure will result unless their prenatal condition is provided for. Therefore, the part I am capacitated to accomplish is this, or is, therefore, the part I am capacitated to accomplish is to become father to innumerable offspring by most exalted and enlightened women. Is this saying what I think he's saying? Is he saying he wants to? Let me read this again. Therefore, the part I am capacitated to accomplish is to become father to innumerable offspring by most exalted and enlightened women. Is he saying he wants to get with women and produce children? That's his labor that he wants to contribute to. Am I understanding that correctly? Do you, brethren? Is that what he's saying here? He wants to do the copulating part, the hard part of establishing the kingdom. He knows it's tough, but somebody's got to do it. Is that what he's saying? Also, I have great knowledge of physiology and psychology. I would be willing to be examiner and dictator as to protective parents. A-born too. Oh, okay. He wants a harem. Oh, okay, yeah. The creator is exposing modern day man who try to establish their own little kingdoms. And the first thing they got to do is get a bunch of women under them. Wow, man. A-born too spoke on his subject at great length, and others spoke similarly, but each one preferred himself as the prospective father of the offspring. They want to compete to build up the kingdom by getting with the women. Wow, man. It says, next Thirtis spoke. She said, to found the Father's kingdom on earth requires the following. Hear me so that you may understand. Behold, all things shall be possible through women, especially as to raising up a new generation on earth. During the period of gestation, man should not approach a woman. No, in that period, women should be treated as a very goddess. Her every want, whim, notion should be gratified to the utmost. Sounds like female liberation theology. When she spoke or raised her finger during her pregnancy, every man, woman, and child should run to do her service. Elijah says this is one of the many reasons why their civilizations fail. Yeah. You see the selfishness in here, don't you? You see the corruption of negative energy. The Creator is making it clear. And this is a picture of the world. Self-interest. That's described as negative energy. That's really the Western Hemisphere. Well, I imagine that's the heart of man. It's prominent in the Western Hemisphere. Capitalism. It talks a good game, like equity for all. But there are always individuals, there are spirits in this reality that are gifted. They are gifted. We're not all created the same. You know what I mean? There's always going to be somebody who's been gifted with the. I was looking at a video last night on Henry Kissinger. Henry Kissinger. You know, he was a Gemini and he used his gift for evil. He helped to overthrow governments. Under him, he had millions of people killed, destabilizing governments, overthrowing elected leaders. See, that's the United States of America. We go about in the world. We just can't live with nobody because we only can think of our own interests. Negative energy, that's negative energy. They took their good friend Europe and threw him under the bus. Now, this is geopolitical, so I won't digress. Many of you, brother, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. It is out of place. My point was that negative energy takes many forms. It takes many forms. And Creator, he's showing us in this example, this story. He says, verse 24, and she should be surrounded. So here's a woman, she's got her own interests at heart. She's like a feminist, basically. And it says, and you see, Dave says, Queens, the old days were treated as such, ladies in waiting and eunuchs, such like, yeah, I seem to agree with that. I seem to get the same idea. I don't know what period of time that was called, but there's something that seems to make me think that was, it sounds like a period of time that I can't think of right now. But it says, and she should be surrounded. So here's this lady, you know, her part, she wants to bear children and then she wants to be served. She wants to be served. So she's going on and she says, and she should be surrounded by cultured and exalted companions and charmed with sweet music and delightful entertainment. Indeed, all men should be reverent toward her as though she were very goddess. So, okay, is that the Renaissance period? And you see that same vibration in the world today. You got women walking around calling themselves princess and want to be known as goddess, and it's that same vibration in the world today. And really, it comes from a vibration of selfishness, self-exaltation. She goes on and says, when such a woman has a child born, behold, there will be one child for the Father's kingdom. So she lays out how it should be, and then she justifies that it's all going to be for the Father's kingdom. So she's deceiving herself. She's deceiving the spirit of what the kingdom is going to be because she's got these selfish desires. Now, behold, give me the choice as to who shall see. Give me Denzel Washington. You know. Now, behold, give me the choice as to who shall my father be. And that shall be my part to help the Father's kingdom. It's amazing this is in the OAHSPE, man. You know, I mean, it's like the Creator, he's really digging at the human, the character that's in the world today. And it comes from a heart of selfishness. He really digging in on the fact he's saying we're selfish, man. We're vainglorious. We're self-exalted. And then it said after Thirtis, then many of the other women spoke similarly, and each one doubted the other's capacity to fill the place, but recommended herself. Man, negative energy. Amos spoke next. He said, I have heard all these beautiful systems, and I'm ready for any of them. Behold, I'm a landscape gardener. We see Jamia says the gestation period is very important. and sensitive time. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, the creator, he ain't saying here that it's not. He's just saying that he pointing out the attitude that these women that they're exhibiting. You know, they got selfish motivations. You know, I know that how the mother is treated during pregnancy is very critical because the vibrations they go down, they affect they the children, the unborn children. So I think we know that. But the creator is condemning the attitude of these women. And we see it in the world today. And it's a shame because it's so out of place. It don't fit a woman. It doesn't. She doesn't wear it well when she's vain and selfish and wanting to be worshipped. It doesn't look good on her in my eyesight. The part I can do is to lay out the grounds for plots of flowers. So here's the landscaper now. He said, the part I can do is lay out the grounds for plots of flowers, grass, ornamental trees. But you, Tay, I don't want to work for it. All right. I don't want to go. I don't want to do any sweat equity. I want you to provide labor for me. I do not work with my own hands. I plan and design. See, my capacity is in my talent and education. Okay. You see, Jamia says, I wish I knew how sensitive that time period was when I was carrying. You know, I tell you, man, I have to give a lot of credit to guys who, and their your woman is pregnant. I just can't imagine. Well, I never had to go through it. Man, I just can't imagine being in that situation. I cannot imagine. I don't even like to look at a pregnant woman. Something I know that may sound weird, but I've never liked seeing that. Never liked to see that. I don't know why exactly, but I just, After Amos, 500 physicians spoke. So here the landscaper says, I'm a landscaper. I'm a landscaper. And I'll provide I'll provide the easy scheduling, assigning of duties, but I don't want to pick up a shovel though. So if I sign up, I'm not allowed to do any work. And then it says, after Amos, 500 physicians spoke, each one offering himself to be physician for the Father's kingdom. Then an equal number of lawyers spoke in the same way. Next, 1,000 teachers of the piano spoke, each one offering to teach the young for the Father's kingdom. And now, with slow and solemn aspect, 500 priests of Brahma rose up and spoke. They said, we have heard, we have seen, behold, the Father's kingdom is none of these. It is the second coming of Brahma. He shall come in flames of fire from east, west, north, south. By the magic touch of his wand, the different castes of men shall be sorted, and the dead shall come forth from their graves, and Brahma shall judge them. The sky shall be filled with holy angels, the spirits of the saints, with wings of fire and with tails a mile in length. And the elect of the earth shall rise in glory and be immersed in Nirvana forever, even at the feet of Ramajdi. This is what founding the Father's kingdom on earth means, after which all flesh shall come into life free from sin. Corruptible shall turn incorruptible forever. Now behold, our part is founding his kingdom is to preach to you Brahma's everlasting gospels. Next to speak were 500 Buddhist priests. They said, "We have heard and seen also our learning no man can deny. As for Brahma and his second coming, for that matter, he never came once. Therefore, he is merely a superstition, a relic of the Dark Ages. Hear us then as to the founding of the Father's kingdom on earth. It is the second coming of Buddha, when every knee shall bow down and acknowledge Lord of all the earth. Behold, Buddha shall come with 2 swords, 12 spears, and he shall have 10,000 brides." The whole world wants a woman, man. You know, the whole world, man. The whole world wants a woman. Want to bring her into captivity. And Buddha shall judge them and separate them according to caste. And 10 trillion angels with fiery wings and tails 2 miles in length shall spread over the earth. And all flesh shall become incorruptible. The lion shall eat straw, and the lamb shall rejoice, and the kin without fear. Next, 500 Christians priests spoke. They said, "What profanity we have heard! Behold, as for Brahma and Buddha, they are no more than myths. It is the second coming of Christ, which is the founding of the Father's kingdom. Christ said, 'Do not think I came to send peace on the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. It is he who shall subdue the entire world and make men bow down and acknowledge him Lord of all. He shall come in a sea of fire with millions of archangels, and when his servant Gabriel blows his horn upon the earth, the graves shall open, and the dead shall come forth and speak to the living.'" Is Gabriel Thoth? Is Gabriel Thoth? That's Thoth, right? Gabriel. "And he shall judge them, separating them, the bad to everlasting torments, and the good who have worshipped him shall rise and inherit everlasting bliss." Now behold, the part we can do in founding the Father's kingdom is to preach and explain the beautiful doctrines of our blessed Lord. And when many others had thus spoken, Tay said to them, "I call for those who have faith in Jehovah. I'm not in the labor of founding a kingdom for Brahma, Buddha, Christ, or for anyone but the Creator, our Heavenly Father. As for the graves opening, I have nothing to do with that. Though regarding the spirits of the dead appearing face to face with the living, behold, that has been accomplished now for more than 30 years to hundreds of thousands of good people. So I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with that either. But since you have not proved the communion of angels during all these years, how do you hope to labor for the Father's kingdom? How do you hope to labor for the Father's kingdom? To all such I say, go your ways. I have no use for you. At once, one half of the multitude rose up and departed, mocking, saying, "The spirits of the dead, we will have no one such. We will have none such, but angels with wings and with fleecy tails a mile in length." They inquired once more, "Are there any here who have faith in Jehovah, that if we labor together in his name, living our all highest light, that his kingdom will be founded?" Hundreds and hundreds said, "It depends on having plenty of money and a good plantation. With money, it can be accomplished. Without money, it cannot be." They said, "Your faith being in money, I have no use for you. I called for those with faith in Jehovah, therefore go your ways." So many more of the multitude departed, returning to Uz also, as the others had. Tay asked again, "Who here are capable and desirous of being leaders? Let them speak." More than 1,000 cried out, "Here! That is my part. I am suited to it by nature and by experience and great wisdom." Tay said to them, "Behold, the spirit of the age in which we live. No man desires a leader or a dictator over him. For that reason, go your ways also. I have no use for you." Tay asked again, "Who here have made a study of this subject and are prepared to be lecturers, teachers, and advisors? Let them speak." And behold, another 1,000 cried out. See, he tested them now. Who is it of you that don't want to work? But he disguised the question. It said, "Behold, another 1,000 cried out, 'Hey, that's me. I'll do that.' Ain't no work involved. 'Hey, I'll do that. I'm perfect for that.' Ain't got to lift a finger. 'Hey, call me. That's my strength. I can explain all subjects, including diet, clothing, social intercourse, health, marriage, and worship. Others cried out, I'm a trance speaker. I have angel guides 2,000 years old. Others said, I'm inspirational. The ancient prophets are my spirit guides. St. John, the Revelator, Confucius, Hosea, King David, Daniel. Tay interrupted him, saying, the signs of the time show us that words, sermons, and lectures are worthless. He tricked him. He tricked them as to founding the Father's kingdom. See here, I have gathered hundreds of helpless orphan babes. They care for none of these things that have been offered. They need washing and feeding. Their clothes need to be washed and mended. Who among you believes in the Father to the extent that he will give up self in all respects and work for these little ones, having faith that Jehovah will provide justly and sufficiently to all? Let them come. You all know how the farmers go about gathering up calves, colts, and the young of all sorts, and they take them to a good place and feed them. And when they are grown up, they are the choice in the market. Now, behold, there are thousands of fatherless and destitute children in Uz, which left to themselves either die, grow up to be thieves, robbers, and murderers. Ain't that where we live? See there? Isn't that where we are right now? Isn't that where we are right now? Because there are a lot of fatherless homes. That's why he says it here. He says, now behold, there are thousands of fatherless. See, that's why I'm going to make you women mad, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't mean to, but that's the result of well, it was bound to happen, but when you have a government that, what I'm getting at is female liberation, women empowering themselves. And I don't really come against that. I just don't know if I'm concerned enough. All I know is that it happened and it destabilized even till this day with that spirit that came on them to rise up, to want to be independent. And then leaders who grew up in these type of homes becoming lawmakers and eventually destroying the family, the nuclear family. You know, there's a lot of factors that go into it. Programming, as generations come and generations grow, there seems to be the spirit in man wanting to rebel against the established order. And it just gets worse and worse. And at some point, it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen where the male and female principle was going to be divided. It was bound to happen, and then this is the result. You got people, you got children, man. I'm telling you, I don't have to tell you, you already know. It says these are cheaper than cows and young colts, and they can be raised to be of more profit to themselves and the state than 10 times as many cattle. Talking about when you raise from the youth, raise them up in the way of Jehovah. Who then is ready to join in this labor without money, without pay, devoting his life to training them in practical knowledge, not only from books, but in the use of their hands in trades and factories, so that these little ones may become useful citizens and a joy to themselves and glory to the Father? Let such be. And now behold, 50 men and women spoke, saying, let us in Jehovah's name. We have neither whim nor conceit to carry out. And then the footnote says, most likely, this 50 men and women is symbolic and not necessarily meant to represent the actual head count and the establishment of the Father's kingdom. Of course it is. It's symbolic. It said, we are willing and anxious to go to this labor. We know Jehovah's will provide for us from day to day. His light will shine upon us, and we shall know what to do. Your children shall be our children, your hardships our hardships. We do not come for rest, glory, or comforts, but we come to serve Jehovah and whatever he may give to us to do for his kingdom. Tay said, Jehovah's name, I accept you, whatever this mind shall be yours also. And so it came to pass. Out of all the thousands and thousands who came, only 50 were accepted. And the others went their way, mocking, saying, the most beautiful Father's kingdom on earth. And that will conclude the reading of this word. I'm going to open it up for brethren to comment. And the title of the video was Negative Energy. And now I can really see why AI is said that this chapter is dealing with negative energy. You can see it clearly. People, they had their own interest. This is a picture of our reality. People, I mean, what their own interest in heart. And the Creator, He exposes when it comes to selflessness, this very small number of brethren who show up when the call goes out for people like that. You know, we as the Creator, He keep over and over again showing us that, and He calls it negative energy. When you are overrun by your own self-interest, you can't imagine doing anything for anyone that doesn't involve a paycheck. Then the Creator, He says that that's negative energy. That's like a different type of negative energy. Anything done for the self, with the self in mind, that's negative energy. And He's the Creator. He says, I can't use you. I can't use you. It's a beautiful story we read. It's very simple, easy to understand. That if and it goes along with character. It goes along with Creator showing us. He just keep on showing us, man. Unless you take your character and then you try to shape it so that you can be a benefit to your brethren, I can't use you. I can't. There ain't gonna be no place for you. It's the same way today. It's the same way today, man. It's a terrible shame. Unless we take on that vibration and pattern, use the time that we have, pattern ourselves after the template, the Creator's template. Basically, just try to forget yourself and consider how you might be of service to your brethren. And it's like, that seems to be the cure for a self-inflicted wounds that people like to put on themselves, because always involved in criticizing themselves or analysis paralysis and focusing more on your shortcomings than trying to focus on ways that you might be of benefit to your brethren. So I think that that's the end of the reading of the word. Let me put the link in the room and see if anybody wants to say anything. And if not, then I will bid farewell for the weekend. No video tomorrow or Sunday. So there's the link if someone wants to come in and make a comment, or feel free, feel welcome. I think that you got to love the way the Creator, He give us these type of lessons. And they're so easy to comprehend. And the lessons, like every lesson is the same. In order for us to ascend, we have to put on, we have to take off the self, learn how we can be minded. You know what I mean? How we can be minded to consider our brethren, how we treat them, how we can benefit them. I know, see, this lesson that we learned tonight, It's the same way, man. They wanted to be served. Remember the guy, the farmer, the landscaper? He said, okay, well, we'll provide our expertise, but just provide us with the workers. You know, the lady said, okay, I'm willing to bear children, but under these conditions. This is the way I want it. I mean, the selfishness, you know what I mean? And the creator, the way he's showing, I mean, it makes these people odious. They it makes them smell bad. All for the temporary situation we're in. It's a lack of disregard for our character. And when in the end, that's really the only thing that matters is your character. That will go on a lot longer than you will. It's just a constant message. Constant message. The pull of the earth, the temporariness of all things. And people sell out for it. So, brethren, shoot, man. Let me see. Let me read the chat. Thanks, Dave. Creator, lesson that really glorifies the creator. Really blessing. Big blessing. All right. So, brethren, nobody wants to come in and comment? No one wants to say anything? Because if not, I'm going to go ahead and close the video and give thanks to the creator for this opportunity to try to share and to be blessed. Man. So, I want to give thanks to the creator thank you, brethren, for joining me and having fellowship together and so that we can encourage one another. Just being here for you, brethren, to show up like this and just become part of the chat that's really blessed. That really blesses my soul. I mean, I really love to see it helps to keep me going. So I want to give thanks to the creator, pray that he bless all of us with peace and love and wisdom and knowledge and endurance, patience, and that we might be equipped so that we can do his will, that he'll protect us in the current reality. So, brother, nothing going on tomorrow and Sunday. Nothing going on tomorrow and Sunday, Saturday and Sunday. And so, creator willing, Monday, I'll pick it up again. And until then, thank you for joining me. And I'll see you Monday. Shalom.